Here's another video. This one might be long. We're driving, literally taking a drive. The devil's a liar. I just wanted you guys to know that. All right. So the devil knows he loses, right? And the world is made by man, right? The devil this is his world. So there's a saying that says God sends his strongest soldiers through hell to make it to heaven, right? So when he says that, you think it's a lie? This might be hell on earth, is like what people say, right? He sends sometimes the people, and I don't want to say gods, because this is how we got to look at it. There was gods, kings. If you look at the Bible, it says that there was gods and kings and places and different structures, right? And I look at God being this object, right? And this object is God. That's why some people looked at it as the Indians, or the Indians back then, they looked at the sun and blessed the sun just because it was something bigger than the sun. It says God created earth in 7 days. He obviously created the sun. He created something for us to see, right? After, the story, people know the story, comment down below. And because this is a learning channel, I want everybody to learn. Don't think that I'm the only one that knows, because I want to learn from you guys. I want God put us all here on this earth for a reason. For a reason, right? So if we follow his reason, we're not all gods, we're not all this, but we're here for a reason, right? So this is God, right? The Indians worship the sun, worship this, because that was what they thought was God, because they knew it was a higher power, right? So time goes on, all this goes on, technology and everything should download in your brain, or however it goes. Some people say they're woke, but they're not. They're spiritual, but they don't see it. There's a lot of things, right? So if you're a chosen one, like they say over there on the chosen one guys, they're basically feeding information to people and telling people what to believe in. There's a God, right? So back then they didn't have cheat codes. Here they have cheat codes in this world, right? So this is God right here, the almighty powerful hand, right? And then different people find God, right? This is this religion, I don't want to say names, this religion found this religion found this, but everybody made it into a cult. Instead of everybody makes fun of this person, everybody makes fun of this person, why is your God different than my God, right? So people say, no, this God is the real God. This God is this God, right? So you look at it, you're still holding that. God is real. God is the power. So now you're fighting amongst yourselves to prove that God is real, right? Well, God is real. God is sitting up there looking like, what the heck? I gave them both the powers. Did they read any books that I gave them? They all got the power. You're son of man. You're son of the higher God. So you all got the power, right? And you look at it and you go, some have more powers than others. But you look at it and you go, oh man, we're fighting for, if you pray to God, you get that, right? If he prays to God, he gets that, right? So what makes me so wrong for making fun of him, chastising him, right? we look at it and we go, oh man, well, his religion is this, his religion is that. Maybe his God died for his religion. You know, maybe there's been guys that sacrifice themselves for their religion. God said, I send my son to sacrifice himself for all sins of man, right? So if he looks at it and he goes, okay, well, this is they're committing a sin right now. They're just not reading into the book right. They're not looking at it. They're looking at this. You look at every religion, every disciple, everything that I have studied has taught me that there was 12 of them, right? And there people go, oh, well, that's Masonic. Oh, okay. Then you look into that. They harvest the power, right? You look into that and you break it down. Harvest, how they harvest the power. Okay, the power that a man has that you just don't know that you have inside of you. You have the power to fight for what's right and what's wrong in this world. It's like what they tell us. There's a devil on our left shoulder. There's the right on our right shoulder. Maybe if we look at it this way, maybe we haven't programmed our brain to be in sync with the right or the wrong. Remember, our brains are made out of two parts, right? I look at it as the bots haven't figured out that there's two parts. So then they look at it as, oh, I'm going to keep on doing this because this is what is making me money. Well, what's making you money and what's right is two different things, right? Maybe they figure it out. Some figured it out. And they're just so scared of, oh, I'm going to do what's right because I don't know. I don't know why you don't do right. Maybe because you're scared. Maybe because you're scared of money. God gives you money, right? When you need it. But you're scared because you want it right there. You don't die with money. There's no hearse ever. There's no FedEx truck or no Brinks truck ever following a hearse. Alright? So you're leaving the money for what? Your next family. Oh, that's what they say, the next family, right? Well, the next family, your values aren't there. The same values and the same principles and the same morals which you stood by, they're not there. So they're out there doing what? Not godly things. Not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not cherishing this world and bringing our culture, because everybody's got different cultures. And everybody's got different goddesses and different stuff, right? But they all abide by one thing, by the real God. So you go make all your religions, make all this crazy stuff. Some people's gods are the trees. The trees? Okay, well, the trees got a god, right? So you look at it. You want to live like a tree? Live like a tree, standing up all day while the world's moving past you. I want to move with the world. You know what I'm saying? And some people aren't with that. They're with sitting on their phones and looking at, oh, how can I get rich quick? How can I do this? There's no quick way to getting rich. Let's say your life is already written, right? How can you get rich that way? There's no easy way. There's no scams. There's no this, because the devil will give you cheat codes, right? This is how I look at it, how this world is made, right? The devil will give you all the cheat codes in the world. He'll give you the money, he'll give you the girls, he'll give you everything. And I'm gonna say this because of a strip club, because I used to be in the world real deep. But let's look at it this way. When you go to a club, right, and you're not interested in the Jezebel that is sitting right next to you that's trying to get your attention, because that's all she is, jumping from spirit to spirit, body to body. That Jezebel that's sitting right there, and you don't want her attention. Oh, she goes out and gets her friend. Maybe her friend might look better. But you notice that they're trying to get your attention the whole time. Maybe you got a good spirit. Maybe you got something good to offer them. The money, right? Let's just say the money. Because your spirit brought the money. Your good spirit or whatever brought the money is what they're after, is what you're looking at. But let's say they're after that spirit that's got the money the way it got the money. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're just a quick way to getting into you. That Jezebel spirit is serious. And she's strong. She's got all the force in the world that all man wants. All man want it. And some dudes go, oh no, that Jezebel spirit is so strong, I'm going to turn gay. What? Where you see that in the Bible? No. It says, marry a righteous woman, a good woman, a woman that's a virgin, right? So now people are like, oh man, all these women are. There's ways you could become born again virgin, or different ways to become, stop sinning, stop doing the devil's work. There's women out there that are successful, very successful, single. Why? Because they don't have that Jezebel dude sitting right there trying to take their wings, right? Maybe, I don't know, maybe in the sin, the Adam wasn't supposed to eat the apple, right? Maybe the apple was I'm not saying anything, but so you look at it, it's different perspectives, it's different things to put in your head, so you can give me feedback, because I want to learn from you guys. You guys could learn from me. I don't know, God put us here for a reason, right? So maybe the reason is I want to learn, you want to learn. We want to go to a higher quest, higher knowledge level. We want to be intrigued with the world, but also be woke. Because people that say you're woke and you go down this rabbit hole, yeah, you go down the rabbit hole, but you go in the opposite way. Some people go finish in the rabbit hole and go, oh, I figured it out. The rabbit hole goes deep, and oh, this, and this. We all know the rabbit hole is there. Some of us know how deep it goes. But you got to figure it out. How we can't go deeper in the rabbit hole unless we take that oath to who? Yeah, we ain't even talking about that dude. But the rabbit hole only goes deep. Why? Because there's still a way to see the light up there. You still see the light. Once you go signing contracts and signing this and giving that up and, different ways and different stuff, you can't see that light. There's a top, right? So then these guys, once they realize, oh man, I done switched over, they can't talk about that guy up there, the Most High, God. They don't talk about that guy. Why? Because they're trapped. Now in the contract and different stuff, they're trapped. They're binded by this. So why be bounded by something? You don't have to sign no contract to be with God. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is abide by the 10 Commandments. Be righteous upon yourself, your community. Live right. I see communities. I see OGs. Actually, let's talk about this. I see OGs out there, right? And some people call me OG, and now I was actually very mortified and sad and disgusted. Some people would be like, oh, we called you OG, that's good. That's what the guy next to me said. And I bowed my head down and said, what? How can I do that? How can I call myself that? No, you put in work, bro. You did this, you did that, you did. I'm looking at the guy next to me, and he's looking at it as an accomplishment. I'm looking at it as an embarrassment, because that embarrassment is the embarrassment I took home to my mom many nights. Many fucking nights. Sorry to curse. Many nights. I brought that embarrassment. That embarrassment came to my house many nights looking for me. Is Chris home? You know what my mom did as a righteous, good woman? Yep, he's home. I'm not gonna hide him. Why hide him? I told my mom one time, this is like a game of football. She said, what? I said, there's offense and defense. I said, either you offense and scoring points, or defense blocking points. What? That's how dumb I was. But it is like that. God's way and the devil's way, right? You're either scoring points for the enemy, or you're blocking the enemy from coming to your house and destroying your house, destroying your home, destroying your family. You know, there's many ways this devil is here. Internet is one. If you could use it as a tool, use it as a tool to defeat what? What's here? Why are we sitting there taking pictures of each other, of women, of this, of that? Women are very beautiful. Very beautiful. They're a distraction till you get to where you gotta go. That's it. The Bible says, actually, let's just put it this way. The Bible itself is a book for basic instructions before you leave Earth. Look it up. Look up that Bible. That thing is powerful. But just with the letters that it says in the front and what it stands for and the meaning of it, why not? I did everything else. I chose the enemy for a long time. I fought with the enemy. Many times he whispered in my ear. One time, you ain't ready for the storm. I told him, hey, listen, bro. I am that storm. Hold up. Hold my drink. I don't need that anymore. I am the storm. Watch. So, created a storm, right? I'm here. That storm. We create storms sometimes to see those who are not on our side. We create storms sometimes in our lives to see, or to not really see ourselves, to show the enemy, to show other people, hey man, listen, you thought I needed you? I don't need it. I need that guy. Oh, you thought I couldn't survive without you? Okay, that's cool. And there's some people in situations where they're living from couch to couch, right? And they get kicked out. They don't see that as a blessing. They see that as a crippling move, as a crippling situation. They see that, and they go, "Oh man, okay, well that's what that meant." And you look at it, you go, "Oh man, okay, God, you taught me a lesson." God has taught me many lessons in many different ways. Some of us are so hard-headed we can't learn until we see the lesson. We go, oh, that's what God had for me. And then you sit back in the book of life when you find out life, and you look how they say this is a matrix, right? Just to confuse you, they throw a matrix out there, right? How about if this is like the book, the Bible says? Good versus evil, right? We see that people die in non-righteous ways. And they say, oh man, a time when somebody dies, somebody else is born. So we got to look at it that way. That was one of my sayings too. I used to say, oh, it's good when somebody dies, somebody else is born. But we look at it, let's say it's only so many souls and so many spirits in this game, right? And we keep on dying in a sense of, instead of righteousness, we're dying in a sense of hell, basically. We're shooting each other. Let's just say, in that aspect, I'm not shooting anybody, FBI or anybody listening. Instead of looking at it this way, we're shooting each other, we're killing each other, we're doing all this. Our next generations, their spirit might be in Branda's baby, because we didn't get righteous before we died. You know, it might be in somebody else's things. You notice how a homeless person would embrace that they're homeless, and they'll be happy about it and say, hey man, when I need food, God provides. Some of them, they say, oh, those guys are crazy. Those guys are the humblest guys in the world. Those are the guys God gives the most to. Some of those guys, if they didn't have a habit, they'll be millionaires. Millionaires. You know what a crackhead, how much money a crackhead is? A crackhead is just a dumbass that doesn't realize that he's a millionaire. You know how much a crackhead knows? How much he figured out how to get around and how to get stuff? Hang around a crackhead for a couple hours. I can't hang around one for a couple minutes. But hang around them, I'm gonna be honest, I hung around them for many days. But I was never a crackhead, by the way. Definitely never a crackhead. But hang around them. They'll come up with the most creative stuff in the world. And you go, what? A homeless person. They come out with the most ingenious ways to survive. And you got to look at that and give those guys props. Because you're like, well, wait a minute. Those guys got nothing. Nothing. And they're happy. Other countries, you go to other countries, these people have nothing. They survive. They're good. They got family. They love the world. Wait a minute. So here we got glasses, we got caps, we got anything to make our lives easier. And we can't figure it out. We can't figure out this world. We can't figure out the Matrix. The Matrix is God. You're lost by all your other distractions. You're lost by the money. You're lost by your boyfriend you're trying to look for. You're trying to look for the job. They fired you. You're trying to look for... In every dark place, there's always a hallway. There's always a light. There's always some place to get out. Some people are stuck in boxes because they dug the nail in their own boxes. And God is putting them through punishment. And some people are trying to help them. Sometimes the devil's keeping them there for a reason. And we're the light that's supposed to help them. Open up that box and show them the light. Me, you, people like us. And we got to realize, stop being so hateful and prideful. God's watching everything. I eat with bums. You know why? Because I want to know what bums think. You know why I eat with rats? Because I want to know how rats think. You know why I ate with snakes? Because those snakes right there are the ones that are trying to eat everything, right? Those snakes are shed skin, go from group to group to group to group. And you think they're the realest person in the world. Oh man, that guy is real. That guy's a snake. That guy right there, he's really a rat. You know? So you got to hang out with all these groups of people, all these people in the world to really know the world. Most guys that are hated in this world are called snitches. Real niggas in this world, people that really care about this world and care about the community and care about the kids and care about different things besides getting caught with cases. If you get caught with cases and you stood up there and stood on the stand and everything like that, hey, there's a street code, right, for that. But then again, I'm gonna break down the street code also, right? There's guys that don't have paperwork, they don't have anything. I myself snitched two times, I think. 2 times. One time, I had nothing to do with this. Again, that Jezebel spirit. We go out, we're hanging out, word around town is these kids, you know, they spray paint. Cool. I kind of spray paint myself, but I don't mix business with pleasure. Different things you don't mix, right? So, this... I'm just telling you guys this story so you guys can see how the devil worked in that aspect. And God also worked in that aspect. I go hang out with my buddy. My buddy sees this group of guys, or actually girls, driving by. We go up to them. Hey man, what are you doing? Hey man, we're about to get late. You guys want to hang out with these girls? Nah, I don't want to hang out with no. Not them bitches. I think those girls are underage, dude. I asked that girl how old is she. Oh, she's 17. Her girlfriend's 18, and the other girl is 17. Yo, she's good, bro. We 19, we 18. Nah, dog, that shit ain't for me. Nah. Let's hang out with them. Let's just at least use their gas. We're young kids. We young. Now, mind you, I had a mentor growing up, so if I would have kept on going that way, I would have diverted. Even though I diverted now, but that part in life, God held me, right? I had a mentor, shout out Tony Fidalgo, real good dude, real good heart. I'll tell you the story with that guy some other time. So yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm realizing this, and I'm realizing that we're in this car right now. I'm in the car, I'm sitting in the back. Everybody knows I'm not pussy. I'm down to do whatever. Shit, as long as to a human being, I was down. You know, good, bad, whatever, I was down. So, they're out here breaking car windows, hitting mailboxes, doing shit that what I said even is in the police report, pussy shit. I said, why are we breaking people's windows and doing this? Let's knock on their doors and do shit like you're supposed to do. Why are you busting windows? So I'm starting to realize that this is just not people that they hate. This is just random windows. Why? This could be your mama's window, my mama's window, anybody's mom's window. It was just random. It wasn't, I guess God chose their window. Things happen for a reason, right? But whatever. It was the moral of the story. Just seeing how random the devil just threw stuff. Boof, boof. Whoever is stuck, some of them clearly missed. And that's funny because one of them had a cross in the back, and that caught my eye, my attention, and everything. As I was sitting in jail singing Akon, that's when Akon just came out. And I'm singing Akon, I thought about that cross. But I'm not busting no windows, by the way. Because I said I was pussy shit. I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm not with it. You know, so then they get out and say, yeah, you do graffiti, let's do graffiti. I said, all right, cool. So now the spots that they're choosing are spots that should be spray painted. As I want to just tell you different spots, cop cars, police stations, federal buildings, other buildings. So we're looking at this. I'm looking at it and I'm like, hey, listen, bro, I am not with this shit. I am not with trying to get these whole gang on me, because that's what the police are. We are. If we unite, we're a gang. So let's just put it that way. If you're united, you're a gang. You're a robot gang, right? So I'm not trying to get this gang behind my back for spray painting these guys, these people. So I look at it and I go, wait a minute, nah, I ain't with this. We could go do the trains, we could go do the train tracks, we could do, and they're like, nah, well, we're not with that. Shit, if we do the trains and do something else, that gives somebody a job to clean it, because they need to make those trains clean, so they will hire more workers, right? Before that train comes out, there was never, you couldn't make pedestrians late, so those trains had to always be clean and always be out. So that's how I justified that, right? So the train yard was visible for days. They would leave your tag there, and you could see it from different angles and different sides, by the way. So you're like, oh yeah, just wasted spray cans for no. So they look at it and they're like, oh no, hell no, we're doing this, and I should have got it when they said hell no. Man, no. Okay, whatever. So then the cops end up calling one of my buddies. I actually know he went to his mom's house and went. My buddy had a shout out Henry. He had a good looking 240. He converted it plexiglass front lights in the front with like some halogen. Real nice car, real fast car. And he just left it in the middle of the road. This is how God works. Why would you leave the car right behind FedEx in the middle of the road, right in front of FedEx? That was just my buddy Henry. That thing looked so good, he left it anyway. He left it right in the middle of the road. We jumped in with the girls, because now, mind you, we jumped in with the girls, me and my buddy John. And we jump in, or we call Henry, or we meet up with Henry. There was nowhere to go with the girls, so we go to Henry's house. Henry's house, his mom always worked. She was a nurse. I don't know what she did, but she was always never there. So we're like, we're bringing the girls back to Henry's house. Henry's already outside his house there, so he's like, nah, my mom's home. Wow, your mom's home. Wow, okay, cool. Now we take off with the girls. Cops show up to Henry's house. Henry's mom calls Henry and says, hey, the cops are looking for you. They're looking in your car or something. Come over here. The cops want you. Okay. So mind you, we're going to Henry's house. I'm telling the whole crew, hey, listen, if we got any fucking shit, sorry to curse again, I'm trying to watch my language. If we got anything in the car, let's throw this out. Not that I'm scared, but I'm not doing this. My neighbor is a chief of police. His son is a state trooper. The guy across the street from me is another cop. The police station, or the fire station, is right across the street from us where we hang out. Like, fire department opened their doors. They gave us food all the time, popcorn. Shout out to those the fire guys. Fed us better than home. I promise you, they were giving us sirloin steak, and at home we were getting, our parents ain't know that kind of steak. They knew that Spanish steak that you get in every Spanish store. Cubes, chopped up, whatever's in there, ground beef, that's what you get. No, these guys are giving us filet mignon, all this crazy stuff. So we hung out there. But I'm telling them, listen, we're not at all. We're not gonna go there with spray paint and all this stuff. Oh yeah, we got to. What? No, where we're gonna drop it off? Man, listen, we passed by the high school. We were at the high school. Drop this off at the high school. Oh, no, we're gonna keep it. Okay, mind you, keep that in mind. They wanted to keep it, not me. I told them to drop it off. Me and my buddy John. My buddy Henry says, I don't know nothing about it. I don't even want to know nothing about it. I say, yeah, me too. I was sleeping the whole time. Just if we get caught, I was sleeping the whole time. That's what I told him. And that's, if you check the police records, that's what I told him. I was sleeping the whole time. Don't involve me in none of y'all stupid shit, because now y'all want to play with fire. All right, let's play with fire. I was one of those guys, as your parents. I did bad shit. No, everybody knows me. I did shit. 5-star general. Some consider me in the streets. But I never played with fire. There's spots that you play with like God. I never played with God. I always said, nah, I believe in Lucifer. Or some dumb shit, because my name is Christopher. So I used to say Christopher, Lucifer, you know, and every Christopher that I ever met were bad as a motherfucker. So I already warned them, told them, hey, listen, we're not doing that. Okay, well, drop me off then. No, we're already here. Okay, so now they park right down the fucking street where they already seen our lights turning into. They seen our lights going into there. Chick is driving, chick is in the other side. I already know the place fucked up. We're not even driving the car. We can't get away. We can't do anything. Now we're stuck with these two females that swore that they would take the charges. That's what they said. If we get caught, we'll take the charges. Okay. So we get there. All three of us get out. We're getting out, and they're ready. For some reason, they already had a spray can sitting on top of his car. Like, they already went in the car, ran the car, everything. Well, now, mind you, I don't know that Henry hung out with this crew a week prior, or a couple days prior. They tagged the whole fucking neighborhood around him. So now, mind you, they're thinking me, Henry, and John are the dudes tagging. Now, they're looking at me and John for stolen cars because John got caught in a stolen car. The detective that got John knows that me and John are friends, and the detective knows that me and John hang out, and he hangs out at my house. Why? Because he hangs out with those cops that hang out in front of my house that do nothing but be nice to me. As a kid, they were normal people to me. Why? Because I was taught to hate them when I was younger, and I never thought, why hate cops? They got a job too. So then how I justified that's the defense and offense. They didn't know they were part of God's angels, St. Michael's, different saints. Depends on who you believe in. If you believe in God, there's different things where he himself in the Bible tells you he appointed, right? Not that you're gonna worship him, because he's a jealous God, right? So they show up, they're telling us the cans, this and that. I wasn't trying to hear that. I already knew the cop that was there. I already heard the breakdown on the phone from his mom. So why didn't I just get out the car and start running the other way right away? Because my boys are like, nah, come on, everything's straight. Everything's straight. I seen them cops and I seen how deep they were. I said, this ain't straight. I took off running. See ya. I leave. I'm gone. I'm fat, but I played football, I played wrestling, I played baseball, and I love being tired. So just being tired alone is a strength, and it's something you gotta beat. You can't get cranky when you get tired. You gotta overpower them. But, and I'll teach you guys this later on in the thing. But as I'm sitting there and I'm running, I'm like, hold on. Captain Save-A-Ho, I gotta save Jezebel. What? Save Jezebel? Save her for what? She don't want to save herself. I already gave her plenty of warnings. Nope, still gotta save her. Go to the car, a van at the time actually, purple Caravan. Never forget that dirty ass van. And start throwing cans of paint. Cops could have charged me for anything. They could have charged me for tampering with evidence or whatever it was. But anyway, even though whatever, they charged me for the whole thing. They charged me for a lot of things. I was ready to take the beat for that too. Go on to the story. As I'm sitting there, throw the cans out, throw everything down. I'm telling the girl, don't go anywhere. The cops are gonna come looking. Now the van, the way she parked the van while we were gone, she parked it in a spot where even if you wanted to get out, there was no way to get out in one swoop and go. No, she front faced it, put it in a spot where I don't want to give criminals any explorations how to get smart out being a criminal. So she put it in a position where you couldn't get it out. So I seen that. Stay in the truck, stay in the car, don't go anywhere, hide your head. Let's go in the back right here where there wasn't a seat. We could have laid in there fine, perfectly fine. Van was already dirty, so they would have thought that was part of the vehicles that were there. It looked like the vehicles once we were getting arrested and everything. I'm cutting short to the story. I noticed the vehicle was dirty, as the vehicles that were sitting there for months dirty. So the cops, they weren't even gonna look through there. Like he said, I thought you ran that way. Well, the girl, in the right sense of mind, as I'm telling her to come to the back seat to go, no, we should just go. Go where? There's about freaking 15 cops there, and there's probably more coming this way now that I ran. Oh, no, we're just gonna go. Go where? No, come back here. She hits her brakes and hits the lights. Sure enough, guess who's coming down the block? And sees this thing light up like a fucking cherry pop. Cop. Remember, this game is all rigged. Can't get those that know God's real, and He's got a message for them, for that story, right? So I'm going. Now we're getting arrested. They grabbed my buddies from over there because now they didn't ran. Now my buddies are upset at me. Why you ran? I got away. This is what I'm telling them. I got away. This stupid bitch right here is the... Everything was rigged. Karma comes around. I'm telling them it's her fault. My buddies are telling me why I ran. I'm thinking in my head, shit, I got away. I was 4 blocks gone. 2 blocks this, like 1 block this way in a gas station. I'm good. I thought I was good. You know, my buddies think that I got caught running, and I told them. No. So we all break it down, figure it out. They know, all right, this motherfucker definitely wasn't saying that. Reason why they know was because they all put us in different interrogation rooms, different times. I said, I don't know nothing. I was sleeping. I was sleeping. How you guys busted 250 windows, tagged up 29 municipal buildings, did this. Now, mind you, I don't know none of this. I'm like, I know some. I didn't know they took it to that level. I don't know nothing. I'm sleeping. Put me back in the jail cell. What the fuck is going on? Now, mind you, they put me by myself. Nobody there. Now, we're in the underground of the underground. If you don't know jails, there's undergrounds to the undergrounds to the undergrounds to the undergrounds. So, don't ever think you're gonna get away from these demons, because they'll put you underground, right? Just so you can tell on this demon that's on this level. Because they want this demon, not this demon. This demon already did demon shit. So they put you here. So you're sitting there and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, where's John? Where's these guys? Now I'm uncomfortable because now I'm not with my buddies. I'm not sitting there. Now, a day later, a couple hours later, I don't know, because this thing didn't have no way to telling you time. I fell asleep, woke up a couple times, don't even know. Now they pull me back up. They tell me, well, you know more than you're saying because you weren't sleeping. I said, what you mean? I was sleeping. Well, no, the girl said that you were sleeping, and but they also said that you threw rocks and did this and this. Right? So now I know there's a hole in the story. There's a hole in the bucket. Bucket's leaking somewhere. Where is it leaking from? I don't know nothing. I'm sleeping. Now he flips a couple pages, gets another file, gets this. Well, they're saying that this, and this. Well, bucket's leaking. Remember, even the craziest criminals in this world believe in God, because God was speaking to us. I didn't know this. I'm sitting there, I'm ready to take the charge with him. But wait, not only this, hold on, I skipped too long to the story. When we got arrested, guess who was there? Chief of police, my buddy's dad, that was a captain, that with friends. He's with the shits in the streets doing dumb shit. His dad's a captain of the police department. Another guy that visits the thing, a state trooper that was friends with the state trooper that was there. They called that a state trooper. Another guy, two motorcycle riders. There were motorcycle guys that were in the police department. They're there. One thing they tell me, now, never snitched at the police department, never snitched here at this store. Who's Gonzo? Call me by my name, government name, what my mama named me, what God told my mama to name me. He called me by that. Wait, what? Oh. Aren't you the guy next door that we play football with, and your parents, we let them park on the other side of the road because one of their cars is broken? Man, I hated cops now, but he put it in a different perspective. I never hated cops then, at that point, only when I came from New York. He put it in a different perspective. I said, yes, sir. He says, listen, tell me who is Gonzo, and you can walk away, because that's what I want, and I hope it's not you. I looked at him in the eyes. I said, who, sir? He said, Gonzo. I said, oh, I don't, as I'm saying, I don't know. I said, oh, I don't know. I know who the fuck Gonzo is. Joel Gonzalez, the biggest loser there is. This guy goes around with girls and hangs around and thinks he's some kind of tough guy, or not even a tough guy, because he ain't even think he was tough. He just thought he was the ladies' man, but whatever. But that's besides the point. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He just snitched himself out. I don't gotta say anything. I'm cool. They're gonna let me go. Little man that was with us, dude was a thoroughbred. His uncle was a thoroughbred. Dude was like 14, 15 years old. Now, mind you, I'm a bad example. I'm hanging out with things, which I never did often. But he just happened to be there. And if anything, we hung out at his house with his mom and his uncle, and that's how he became one of our little guys. And he said, he ain't gonna tell, stupid. And he got punched in the rib. Oh yeah, I said, bro, he's 14 years old. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, you want to get punched? I said, yeah, I'd rather get punched than him. He said, oh wow, okay, you a tough guy. I said, no, I'm not a tough guy. And then he goes, oh no, this is the guy that sacked, whatever. He brought up something about football and something about my 14-second pin back in high school. I was the quickest guy to get a pin in wrestling. I think it was against Roselle, I'm not sure. But they knew me. Why? Because they followed sports, they followed the town, they followed the environment, they followed everything. But I never knew that. Why? Because I wanted to be a hood booger. I wanted to be like my uncle. My uncle had 7 cars lying in front of his house in New York City. 7 cars. Mercedes, BMW, Volvo, Jaguar. Any expensive car you can name, my uncle had it, all white, sitting right outside the house. How can I not want to be like him? I went in the house and seen my uncle my whole life. I wanted to be like my uncle, my cousin. You know what it is to see a size 11, sneaker box 11 and a half. I remember it because that's what I wanted. And see it full of cash. In this channel, you're going to see different perspectives of different stories, of different lives, maybe so you can see the perspective in your life and see how God worked in your there, how angels were there to block you, how different things worked in your favor to write your story of your book. So I'm sitting there, my uncle's got millions. Let's just put it this way, he got caught in court and they said he had $1.7 million. And he stood up in court and said, I had way more than that. So that just takes some balls from my uncle, right? So I couldn't figure out, I couldn't learn the lesson. As a young kid, I seen my uncle go to Rikers Island. They talking about that for by the way, I'm from the Bronx. They were talking about Rikers Islands is for the illest of the illest. Shit, I want to go to Rikers Island too. I want to go, but just like my uncle shit, he went over there. I want to go. I'm a gladiator too. I want to go. But not to cut the story short, I'm sitting there and I'm looking. I want to be like my uncle. I always been a gladiator. My whole family's been gorillas, killers, bazooka handling, whatever. They done it. I seen it. I looked at it. I witnessed it. I lived that life. Maybe this is why I want to help somebody else that hasn't lived that life and wants to live that life. That life is not pretty. There's a lot of misery and a lot of lonely nights in that life. When you come to God's feet, not saying that everything's going to go away, because everything that's done on this world, you got to pay for it on this world before you leave. And after this world, then there's another God that judges you on top. Because remember, the devil's got to judge you here. Right? Because he rules what? What he thinks he rules. He can't rule nothing unless you think he does. You rebuke that devil outside your house so quick that, boy, he might strip half of your friends away. He might strip everything away. He won't strip your life. You know why? Because he knows he needs you to tell your story to another person, to save him from that hellfire, to save him from that fake friend in his circle, to help him from many things. And the story with my uncle, I'll tell you guys later, because I don't want to glorify that lifestyle. Lifestyle wasn't nothing. Why? Because I ended up having those shoe boxes with money in it. Was it worth it? No. I had all them girls. I had the dog that my uncle had, just like him. Max, get him, got him. Max, go to bed, come to bed. Max, give me loving, gave me loving. I had everything my uncle had. I just had it in a different form. A lot more riches, a little bit more power. But in reality, he had the power, because he taught me. He taught me different things about life that I didn't figure it out. Maybe he will figure it out from this. Maybe he would look at it and be like, damn, I never looked at it this way. Maybe he got inspired by that. Maybe now where he chose to be, he's there with his wife that held him down for 16 years. What other woman could tell? And she's beautiful too. What other woman could say that? I held that man down, he held me down. We've been high school sweetheart lovers. Those people are soulmates. And now imagine if my uncle got on that God tip and really showed people and opened up their eyes to that hellfire. I want to open up both eyes so people don't think I'm doing a one eye cover. No, I don't do none of that. Half of them celebrities are just so scared of letting you know God is real and hell's coming. They just scared. Ain't no scared in me. I'm a different pedigree. You know why they call Alpo? Because he sold dog food to his neighborhood and killed his neighborhood, right? Instead of coming back out, he did the devil's work again. He could have came out of prison and jail and been like, yo, listen, that's not where you want to be. That's not where you want to be. Even though I'm a glorified snitch, that's not where you want to be. Hell's hot. Jail's not good. You don't want to be bird up like a cage. You don't want to be caged up like a bird-ass chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. So why not teach knowledge, not teach wisdom? Not teach them, hey, that stove is hot. But some of us want to learn how? By touching that stove. Some of us got to learn by touching that stove. In that process of touching that stove, somebody could be watching us touching that stove. Ow! Whoa! That blister comes out. It's teaching you that stove is hot. Now, when you see that stove, you see that blister, you see that pain, you feel it. You know why you touch that pain, why you touch that stove, to feel the pain. And sometimes in life, we have to feel the pain to feel life. There's no life without pain, and there's no love without life. So Think about it. Let that one sink in. Because without all that, without God, there's no life. There's no, I gotta watch my back. I gotta what? Gotta send you the army when you need it at the right time. Gotta put that hitter right there with the right missile. Long range. Look at that. Up. Can't see it. But right next to me there's a target thing. Right there, you'll see it there. There's a target truck. Gotta send that missile. Swoop! Out of nowhere. Gotta send the angel. Out of nowhere. Gotta send you a friend. God sent this man a rock. A rock. When he thought he was down and lonely. Some of these crazy people that you think they're crazy, they so intuitive. They were like the next level, because there's levels to this shit. Your family could die in different levels. Right? Now your family dies in different levels, reaching what? Righteousness. God. They were reaching. They knew there was a higher power. They tell you this in the books, in the Masarian calendars, and all these books, Egyptians handwriting. They tell you this. They tell you there's a higher power. They tell you you're leaving Earth someday, somehow. The only thing they promise you is death. They don't even tell you to pay your taxes, because you could be a bum. I learned that one. You could be a bum, live off the government, and you don't have to pay a tax unless you're buying something. And half of them don't even got time to do that. And when I say a bum, it's not a homeless person. A bum is a bum that's got every opportunity in this world to become something, and he'd rather leech off a woman. How you leech off a woman? Huh? You a king, supposedly, but you leeching off a queen? Why not be a king and a queen? These guys get up at night, come in at night, give their woman, you know what, and that's all they can provide for. I'm a tough guy, I'm this, I'm that. Sometimes if you look, the woman next to them is like this. Because she knows that man ain't that lion that he's talking about. She might be more of a lion than he is. Huh? Think about that. So now you're sitting there with a no good trifling. No good trifling. You know what? Right? So you think about it. Think about the messages. Every topic I just touched on is going to be topics I touch on all the time. I don't want to give you guys jump into a topic all the time and keep on hitting different topics. My topic's always going to be God. Number one. In front, behind, to the side. But I'm going to put a twist in that suit. I'm going to put a twist in the plot. You gotta be that chip in the matrix. You gotta be the glitch. You gotta be the beginning, the ending, the alpha, the omega, the devil, the angel. What would God not want right now? If you live by the 10 Commandments, life would be righteous. In one level. Next level. Actually, in all levels. Sorry. 10 Commandments, right in every level. I even call it heartburn when I was saying that. Every level, the 10 Commandments apply. 10 Commandments, and there's another one, well, 10 something. Every level, that applies. So now think about it. All right? If you got to this end of this message, subscribe. And notice I ain't tell you to subscribe any other time, because you that glitch to that matrix. Feel me? You're that person that's got to hear a message. We all got a purpose. Just find yours.